Sarah had always been a fighter, but hers were the unseen battles. Born poor into a family that had to struggle to meet ends, she learned pretty early in life how much hardship involved. Her mum had many jobs, and her father was often both emotionally and physically absent. Sarah was the eldest of the 3 children. She had the added pressure on her little shoulders of being the caretaker, peacemaker, and protector of the siblings to shield them from seeing things that hurt their eyes, but the greatest struggle was inside Sarah's own mind. At an early age, she was diagnosed with dyslexia, and as such, she never did well in school. To her, words always appeared to dance on the page and mock her efforts to make sense of them. Teachers labeled her as slow. Other kids mercilessly teased her at school. The harder she tried, the more she failed. And the notion that she was doomed to nothing else but a life of struggle etched in her mind with each failure. Frustrated and tired, her mother had a lot of things to say that really cut deep. "Why can't you be more like your sister? She's doing so well in school." All these statements to urge Sarah on only served to reinforce the belief that she was a disappointment. As she grew older, Sarah started to withdraw from the world. She stopped trying in school, shunned her friends, and wouldn't participate in things she had once loved, like drawing and painting. She convinced herself she wasn't worth it. She was destined to fail no matter what. But one day something changed. It was on one of the few peaceful days that Sarah's art teacher, Mrs. Thompson, took her aside. "Sarah," she said gently, "I have been noticing that you are just not yourself lately. You're so talented, and you aren't letting that talent shine. What is going on?" At first, Sarah just shrugged it off, but Mrs. Thompson continued to press her. Slowly but surely, Sarah began to open up about her struggles, the words that haunted her, and the overwhelming sense of inadequacy that had swallowed up her life. Mrs. Thompson listened, truly listened, before speaking the words that would change Sarah's life. "You're not a failure, Sarah. You're unique. You see the world differently, and that's not bad, but that is a gift. You just need to find out how to use it." Those words set Sarah in motion. It wasn't overnight, it was the start of her journey. Under Mrs. Thompson's nudging, Sarah began to get her feelings down onto paper. She painted out the pain, fears, and hopes that were inside her. The more she painted, the more she found herself seeing light in a new way. Her work, which had previously been hidden, was now making something of an impact. One of her art pieces that Mrs. Thompson had entered into a local art competition took first prize, and believe it or not, Sarah does have something very important to offer. As Sarah continued following her passion for art, she also began working on her academics. She sought help for her dyslexia and learned strategies on how to overcome some of the difficulties it presented. It wasn't easy, and those moments of doubt still persisted, but Sarah refused to give up. Years passed and Sarah's life turned around for the better. She graduated from high school, went on to art school, and became a successful artist. Her work reached and touched people from all walks of life. They adored her raw emotion, different perspective, and everything in between. She became an advocate for people with learning disabilities and used her platform to help enlighten and uplift others. Of course, not everything in Sarah's journey was plain sailing, but each obstacle that came her way just made her stronger. She realized that adversity is not a barrier, but a stepping stone. It's in the struggles that we get shaped, learning who we are and what we can do. That shy, insecure girl who believed in her destiny to fail had emerged victorious. She had found her voice, her purpose, and above all, she found herself. At the end, Sarah realized that the greatest victory isn't in fighting back the challenges thrown at you by life, but in fighting back the doubts living inside of you. It was to be the story that would give hope to so many others of how, no matter how dark the path may seem, there is always light at the end. And the thing was, Sarah knew that this light was something she had been carrying within her all along.